Hello everybody. I'm trying to make this as short as possible, but it might be a long video. I've got a lot to explain and try to let you guys know what I experienced through precious metals the last 3 years and what I think everybody should know, if you don't know, especially all those newcomers, about silver and the pricing of bullion compared to collector coins. And I do have an unboxing in this video and 2 other coins to show you. And this is the silver that I'm buying from now on for at least a very long time. I will never ever touch bullion again. You'll never see me buy an Eagle, Maple Leaf, or any generic rounds or bars ever again, or at least for a very, very, very long time. If silver hits $8, that's what I'm in. Just to let you know. I'm going to show you the reasons why. And why I'm choosing to buy the coins that I'm doing now. As we all heard the word diversify. Well, this is what I'm doing. I got slaughtered. I lost $9,000 for me having to sell my metals because of a massive credit card debt, $15,000 to be exact. And I sold $16,000 worth of gold and silver. So I put the $15,000 towards the debt, credit card debt, and gave my wife $500 to do what she wants, and I took the other $500 and bought what I wanted to buy to get my value in my hands, or to keep it in my hands. Bullion does not keep your value, period, because this is what happens, and this is the reason why. Precious metals dealers, they get you when you're coming in, and they get you when you're coming out. Okay? Give you an example. 1986 first year issued American Eagle. Okay? When I sold mine to Atmex, they gave me not 1 cent more premium on my 1986 Eagles as my 2012 and 2011s that I had. Not 1 cent over. But if you go onto their website, you will see that they're selling the 1986, the first year issue, for over $40 a coin. So see, they view the coin at a higher value than all the other coins, but they will not pay you a cent more. Put it on eBay, yeah, I can get $40, maybe $35, around that range, about $30. I looked on eBay already. By the time I pay their 10% fee and their basically their shipping fees and then PayPal fees, I would have gotten what, an extra $2 or $3 from instead of Atmex. Wasn't worth it. I'd rather just sell everything to one dealer and just bend over and let them take over, because that's what they do to us. Okay. They're always ahead of the game. They have to be, otherwise they go bankrupt. Okay? Every time you buy precious metals, they are putting that money and they're shorting the market. They know precious metals are crashing. Mike Maloney and Chris Dwaynes, Eric Sprott, and excuse me. Okay, I'll be right there, okay? Close the door. Come on, go back to moving. Sorry about that. That's what happens when you're a father with a 3-year-old. Very little time, free time to be able to make videos now. But anyway, Eric Sprott and Peter Schiff, all those precious metal dealers and so forth, which is why I'm very angry at them, because they know silver was going down after it hit this 50 high mark that it hit in 2011. Any smart investor that's been through 3 years knows. People like me who got in 2012, in July 2012 to be exact, when silver was about $28, and that was obviously coming down from the crash, which I did not know at the time. So that was my fault for not doing my research on an investment before you put your money into it, to see what was before the price and where it is now, and we can kind of calculate where it's going to be going. I didn't do any of that. Okay, I just rushed in with both feet, and that's the worst mistake any beginner can ever do. That's tip number 1. Never rush in. Ever. You will get burned if you do. Second, why did they know? Because throughout history, every time silver hits a new time high, or has a big upward motion, it crashes. Every time. Okay? So those guys knew it was going to crash, but yet they were there to pump it up, that it was the best thing in the world to buy. Save your, you don't want the US dollar, it's crashing in value, it's losing value, they're printing so much money. All the BS to make you believe, or us to believe, that precious metals is the best investment to save your dollar. And it's wrong. They knew it was wrong. That should be illegal, because that should be a fraud, because history has said it, that it does not work like that. And this is why precious metals is in the teens and can't get out of the teens, because this is what silver and precious metals do. They rise and they fall. And when they fall hard, and they stay down for a very, very long time. Even decades. So let me go to that part and show you before I do my unboxing and the reason why I'm buying this type of silver. Now, first of all, I go to Kitco. Okay, anybody who doesn't know about that, newcomers, that's the company, Kitco. You can go to the chart data right here, and then you can go to right down over here to the historical charts. If you want, these are the 4 metals that you can do your research on. I'm on silver, obviously. And then you can go to all the different years. I went to 1972 to 1999. I could have sworn he went up to 2013. I don't know why. I don't remember going down that low. I thought it was only in the 18s. But I found the other ones down here from 2000 to 2014 on individual charts. But let's go to see what the history of silver that nobody really talks about. Mike Maloney, Chris Dwayne. So now, you know, obviously this was real money. They were using these as coins. But as we can see here, there was a little bump. Okay? That's probably a big rise. Probably as big as rise as we had in 2011 and 1812. That looked like a pretty big jump to me. Okay? And this is, that's a $4 line chart per ounce. Okay? So these things were probably weren't even $1 yet. Or $2. Actually, there's a chart right here, actually. There it is, right there. $1.29. Okay, per ounce. So now, it has a nice little bump. What did it do? Boom, 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 boom. Right back down, stays a flat line for many years. Another 20 years before another little bump to give you a little... All right, going up in value. Oh, wait, no, I don't think so. You're dead. See you later. You're dying. Kids are dying. The value is still the same. Then 1860s, late 60s. Let's see here. Let's go on a chart here and see where. All right, 1964. Okay, it went up $1 per ounce. Okay, that's probably equivalent again to our big thing that we had in 2011 back in those days with the real money value. But what happened? It went right back down just as fast as it went back up. And if you notice, it went even lower. Okay, now this is the things that we have to pay attention to here now. Okay, and look how many years that it stayed down. Okay, of course back then people weren't investing in silver, but that was their money. Okay, using as real cash. So you want to talk about value of fiat currency everybody's trying to trash? Well, how about silver being a terrible currency? Look at that value. Boom, 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 boom. That's going down like the fiat currency has since 1913 at the Federal Reserve. Everybody keeps pumping up. Lost 97% of the value. Well, what did silver do? Seriously. The same thing. It doesn't matter what we use as currency. It's all about how we manage it. Okay? So now we're getting into our century here. Or our great parents' century, the 1912s. So let's see what the next bell. Let's go over here. Because I really didn't do any major research here. To see myself ahead of time. Which I probably should now. Because now I'm stalling. Alright, 1918, 1919, there's a little boost right there, okay? 30 cents boost. Boom, boom. What happened again? Straight back down and lower. And stayed there for another 20, 30 years. And then in the 1950s, and of course after we went up the gold standard, the gold and silver pretty much went through the roof. for probably quite a few reasons, okay? And this area right here is a false reading, 100%. And I'll explain to those people who do not know about that. In the 1980s, this is the average. Of course, this is the first time that in 1979 and 1980 where silver finally hit 50 bucks for the first time. But that was a corner market from the Hunt brothers. They bought all the physical silver they can get their hands on to make it go basically from $5, which was a dead price, okay, as you can see. Of course, it went up a little bit a few years, but all this is $1, $2, under $1 for all those years. So now, when the Hunt brothers got caught doing that, buying up all the silver to manipulate the price up, which nobody ever talks about, people manipulating the price to go up. Only people crying about manipulation of the price of silver going down. And that's what I don't like about a lot of silver communities. People are always going one way and not the other way. Okay, I like to consider my views of life of each side of the football, should I say. Okay, and this is a part of the silver going up. That was the manipulation. They got caught and he went bankrupt. The government, the Federal Reserve, has put a law against that now, that you cannot corner the market in a physical aspect like they did in the 1980s. I read an article on that. The billionaires went bankrupt. They took everything from them. They went bankrupt. They went from a billionaires to be poorer than us. And what happened after that $50? Bang! So if you didn't sell all your silver, say you bought it in the 70s, if you didn't sell it at the $50 thinking, you know, you're listening to the Mike Maloney's back then, if there was, I'm sure there was, oh my God, silver's going to go to 100, it's going to go to 1,000 an ounce, and guess what? You've been fooled. They did their job to make sure you kept those silver bullion and didn't give it to them for them to worry about the problem. Now you lost all your value. Boom. Okay? Now, let's look at all these years. Wow. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? It stayed in the low single digits for decades. Decades. So if you did not sell your metals at that particular time, you were screwed. You were done. You have not increased your value in silver. Now, we can go to 2000. We can do the yearly charts over here to make it quick, because I want to try to get this video rolling here. The average for the year of 2000 was $4.90. 91, blah, blah, blah. It keeps going down. It keeps going down. $4.37. But I'm going to try to go down here a little bit and try to get, even now, for this was from the 1983s now. Now we're talking almost, we're talking over 20 years now that silver stayed in single digits. 2 decades. Okay? And this is investment time of silver. This isn't when silver was used as money. So anybody wants to talk about, oh, precious metals is going great, it's doing great after we got off the gold standard. Really? Numbers don't lie. Words do. Okay? Beware, people. You have been fooled as I have. Bullion is dangerous. Transfer of wealth? Yeah. Your wealth to the precious metal dealer wealth, not your wealth. And in the last 4 years, how many people can raise their hand by saying that they bought regular bullion and made money on it? Okay, now let's see what year we're at here. I lost, okay, it's 287. This is where I wanted to get from the 2008 here. Here we are. Everybody's talking about, remember the stock market crash? And now everybody's talking about the next big stock market crash. Gold and silver are going to go through the roof. Yeah? What happened in that stock market crash? What did silver do? Did the same thing, didn't it? Then it started rising again. That's when the Mike Maloneys and Chris Dwaynes and all those guys started pumping up the metals. Okay, I'm sure a few investors started hopping in there because after all, when they started losing all their money in the stock markets, they couldn't trust the paper asset class for a while. Okay? Now it's reversed. Nobody can trust the physical market of the precious metals, but everybody's going into paper assets. Why? Because they're pumping it up, because that's the only thing that can keep the economy going. So now, whatever economy there is, I won't get into that because I think it's all BS. I think the economy's getting worse and worse, but people say other things. But I just see what I see around me. People are getting lower wages, part-time jobs, no full-time, and nobody can keep up with the cost of living. That is not a strong economy. That is BS to me. We're all dying every year. We're poorer. That's not a good economy. All right, now back to the prices. In 2008, it basically went up to like mid-teens. Okay, nothing special. It went up a few dollars here and there, and then went back down. It was basically a boring type of thing, or a little excitement if you got it. It was 14 there in that year. So, you know, it pretty much stayed average for the last, by low mid-teens. And what year am I at now? 2010. Now here's the big boy year coming up right here, 2011. So there's the big jump, okay? Have silver hit its second 50 high. But what happened? Immediately went down the next following month. It didn't even stay there. And here it is. I don't think it even hit 50 bucks. Where is it now? There you are. It says 48.70 on the 28th of April. And then May, boom, 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 as you see, from 48, it went down to 40s, 30s. And then you pretty much went back up to 40s and 42. So it kind of stayed in there for about the remaining of the year between mid-low 40s to mid-30s. It struggled between those $10, and the average of that year in 2011 was $35 an ounce of silver. Now the year that I got into silver. And let's see here. Here's the July. This is where I started getting into the July. Alright, it was already going down. So if I would have known this chart before I threw my $30,000 in, I would have known, fuck that. I'm going to wait. And then I see the prices going up. And then you know what? I may have been suckered then. Like, oh my God, it's going back up again. Let me throw my money in. Okay? So this is where I started getting really excited and started dumping massive money. I paid about maybe, I bought a whole 2 or 3 gold coins and about 20 ounces of silver. And as it was rising, I was just dumping my money in there. And about here, I was pretty much out of it. I spent all 30,000 right in there. And then when QE3 started, which somewhere was around here, because after the QE started, it was a couple days and it was done. It started crashing and then crashing. And then it's going to keep on crashing, as we know. So I don't even have to go through these charts anymore, because we all know from that time that silver is crashing again, big time. And now let me go to the main part, and this is going to be it for this part. Is silver going to go lower than this? Is silver going to go lower than this high? Okay. Where was that? We'll say $4. Well, we can pretty much just forget about $4. Let's say $8, okay? Could it? Could it possibly? Well, it doesn't have the 2014 level. That's way up here, obviously. Well, let's see, here's 12. So it's somewhere right about here we are now on this chart. So, are we going to go back down another line before for another 20 years before there's another run like this? History says yes, yes, and yes. You see the pattern? People who like to read charts, okay, here's your chart to read. Boom, boom, boom. Look at the year gaps, okay? Silver can stay in the low teens and lower for a very, very long time, decades, and I believe it's going to. And I don't buy into any of these minor total production costs. That is BS as well to keep people buying these metals. Because if you knew the real cost and the real production, you would not be buying silver knowing that they're getting massively rich, including these precious metal dealers, or probably the precious metal dealers are. Because where are these precious metals? Most of the miners are. They're not in America. How many million ounces do we actually mine here in the United States? Okay, now we go into China and South America, where you can hire people for 50 cents a day to bust their butts off They collect all these metals, and then you can do the byproduct of silver, which costs them practically nothing because they're going for the other metals. So they don't even have to mine for silver specifically, like gold, which is why they only mined about 80, 90 million ounces a year around the world in gold, as there's practically at 1 billion ounces a year in silver. Silver is everywhere. It's a byproduct. It's very easy for them to take care of and to make and to send off. And those countries don't pay their employees very much money. Mexico, Venezuela, all those countries down there. Peru, China. They got probably 8-year-olds doing that. There's no law of having what the type of person's age has to be to work. Minimum wage. Their probably cost production, how about $4 max in some of those countries? Guarantee it. Prove me wrong. Go to those countries and go find out. Nobody gets paid in those countries. So who's making all that money if production cost is really, say, $18, $19? Who's getting all that money? They're not paying their workers. Maybe in the United States it's different because we have higher wages over here, health insurance to pay, which Obamacare is pretty much damaging that part of this country. But this is what I wanted to talk to you about, okay? Don't buy the hype. And I'm telling you, we have been fooled. It's not happening. So now, what type of metals am I buying now? And the reason why, like I just explained, I'm diversifying. I'm tired of buying bullion, and this is another reason why I would start thinking about it after a while, why I hate bullion dealers and things of that nature, and why they get you first when you're coming in, and why they get you when you're coming out. What is on silver when you first buy silver? Premiums, right? Okay, so if you buy say American Eagle now for 20 bucks, right? You're already $3 down on your investment, plus shipping fees. All right, so now you're down about $4, $5, at least $5 on your investment. The very wealthy investors, smart investors that are very wealthy, I'm talking billionaires and multimillionaires, will never touch silver for that reason. They'll buy the paper. No premiums. Done. You buy silver as it is, and you sell silver at the price that it is. You're done. Silver jumped up 95 cents in one day last week, right? Who do you think made the money on that? You and me? Or the people who were buying the SLVs? Ding, ding. Not promoting SLV, by the way. I believe in physical forms, and always will. And if you don't have it in your hand, you don't own it either. So don't buy any of those other precious metal dealers and stuff that are asking for you to pay. Okay, sorry, I'm just doing the unboxing here, trying to get to it. For you to hold, for them to hold your metals. Scam. Okay? Now, this is my purchase. A roll of 10. Half-ounce Tigers. Lunar Series 2. Okay? Took me about 2.5 weeks to get this from a guy in Germany. He's got to go through customs. And why? I have made money on this already. Okay? I did nothing but loss on regular bullion Eagles, Maple Leaves, Scottsdale bars, and all those other bars. You can keep them. Okay? You're down the second you buy them. I don't care if it's a 99 cents great deal. You're down the second you buy it. And you're going to be down for those things probably from the charts I just showed you for another decade or two. Unless there's a major event happens. Is that really what you guys are hoping for? A major crash event? Okay? I also bought this on eBay. This is the first one I bought. I wanted to go for the half-ounce and feel the size because I didn't like the half-ounce, that they were small and they've had high premiums. But now I know the reason why. The higher premiums, they're on these Lunar Series coins and Cougar bearers that have low mintage, which I'll go over a few. Got the paperwork here from the Perth Mint of all the mintage from the bullion form. They hold their value whether silver prices go up or down. The whole time, I would have put it to you this way. If I would have put my whole $30,000 on coins like this, I would be up a lot. Not down 9 grand. I'd probably be up 9,000. Okay? Think about that, people. Don't worry about the premiums.